don't miss out on new videos. Click the bell. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up for more.
Hello again, and it's me, Katusha, with you in Russian language. So today we're gonna be talking about 10 phrases to amaze native speakers. Wow, what's gonna be? You're gonna try amaze me. Now, let's begin. Кроме русского, я также могу говорить на нескольких других языках. Apart from knowing Russian, I can also speak a few other languages as well. Кроме русского, я также могу говорить на нескольких других языках. Apart from knowing Russian, I can speak a few other languages as well. That will be very impressive if you can tell me that in Russian. Wow. Русский весело и легко учить. Russian is fun and easy to learn. Русский весело и легко изучать. Russian is fun and easy to learn. Yay! Maybe it's fun, yeah, but we're trying to make it easy for you. Спасибо, но на самом деле я не носитель языка. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. Спасибо, но на самом деле я не носитель языка. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. Your Russian is so good that you have to say this. У меня заняло всего год, чтобы заговорить свободно. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. У меня заняло всего год, чтобы заговорить свободно. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Impressive! Я буду говорить по-русски, как носитель языка, через 3 года. I'll speak Russian as a native speaker in 3 years. Я буду говорить по-русски, как носитель языка, через 3 года. I'll speak Russian like a native speaker in 3 years. Well, yeah, 3 years is not bad. You can speak fluent like a native speaker. You never know. Я изучаю русский в течение 10 лет. I've been learning Russian for 10 years. Я изучаю русский язык в течение 10 лет. I've been learning Russian for 10 years. That's crazy. Я изучаю русский самостоятельно. I'm learning Russian by myself. Я изучаю русский самостоятельно. I'm learning Russian by myself. I'm sure it's about you. You're learning it by yourself, right? Good job. Молодец. Я могу запомнить около 50 новых русских слов в день. I can memorize around 50 new Russian words a day. Я могу запомнить около 50 новых русских слов в день. I can memorize about 50 new Russian words a day. That's me. I can do that. Я могу смотреть русские фильмы без субтитров. I can watch Russian movies without subtitles. Я могу смотреть русские фильмы без субтитров. I can watch Russian movies without subtitles. That's impressive. Wow. У вас нет акцента. Wow. You don't have an accent at all. О, у вас совсем нет акцента. Wow, you don't have an accent at all. У вас совсем нет акцента. Ой, вы так хорошо говорите по-русски. Где вы изучали русский? Я не могу поверить своим ушам. О, Боже! Вы точно не русский? Может, у вас родители русские, а? А нет? Великолепно! Amazing! You just amazed me with your Russian language abilities. Oh my God! I can't believe my ears! What I'm hearing. Maybe your parents are Russian? Maybe you're Russian? Are you sure you're not Russian? Okay, so it was 10 phrases to amaze native speakers and me, Katusha. Don't forget to subscribe. Пока-пока! Привет всем! Hello everyone, and it's me, Katusha, with you and 10 phrases you never want to hear. Now, let's hear it. Вы прибавили в весе в последнее время? Have you gained weight recently? Вы прибавили в весе в последнее время? Have you gained weight recently? Oh, snap. Вы уволены. You're fired. You're fired. Вы уволены. Вы уволены. Вы уволены. So, вы уволены. Спасибо. Thank you, you're fired. Дело не в тебе, а во мне. It's not you, it's me. Ты пойми, дело не в тебе, дело во мне. Darling, understand, it's not you, it's me. You don't want to hear that. Just leave. Извини, я забыл. Sorry, I forgot. Извини, я забыл. Извини, я забыл. Sorry, I forgot. Darling, it was my birthday yesterday. Дорогой, это был мой день рождения. Извини, я забыл. Sorry, I forgot. Нам нужно встречаться с другими людьми. We should see other people. Нам нужно встречаться с другими людьми. We should see other people. It's like, if you should see other people, you know you should see, so you just see them. But if somebody else tells you to see, you should see someone else, then it's kind of like, why? Why you think for me, I know what I need, so you go meet other people, I'm fine. Нам нужно поговорить. We need to talk. Нам нужно поговорить. We need to talk. Sorry, it just makes me laugh. It happens. This kind of SMS or mail or on the phone. Нам надо поговорить. We need to talk, which means it's not going to be a good conversation. Сегодня я не могу отдать тебе деньги. I don't have your money today. Понимаешь, сегодня я не могу отдать тебе деньги. You know, well, I don't have your money today. I know it's been 6 months already since I borrowed, but сегодня я не могу отдать тебе деньги. Heard that a lot. У вас седой волос. You have a gray hair. У вас седой волос. You have a gray hair. You have a gray hair. Like you panically start to look in the mirror and try to find it. Where is the gray hair, you know? I hate when people say that. Я же говорил. Я же говорила. I told you so. Я же говорил. Or я же говорила. I told you so. In English, you cannot really see who is saying woman or man, but in Russian, you should change the verb in the end. So, man would say, я же говорил, and woman will say, я же говорила. Be nice, but please don't say it to anyone else. Я съел твое мороженое. I ate your ice cream. Я съел твое мороженое. I ate your ice cream. Oh my God! Who ate my ice cream? Кто съел мое мороженое? Я съел твое мороженое. Yeah, you don't want to hear that. You could use it with chocolate, with cake, anything you like to eat. I know how it feels and I feel your pain. I hope you enjoyed our 10 phrases you never want to hear. Now, have a lot of patience with Russian language and Russians, and stay subscribed with us and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Пока-пока!
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Russian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Katya.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Russian pronunciation. Russian pronunciation is arguably easier to learn than English. Consider the following English words. The first word is pronounced colonel, not colonel. The second word is pronounced arise. Adding an N, however, doesn't give you arisen, but arisen. The last word is pronounced ate, but adding an H doesn't give you hate. Instead, it becomes height. English is notorious for being a difficult language to learn, and it can be very frustrating for learners due to the fact that its pronunciation rules often don't make a lot of sense.
Russian, on the other hand, can seem like a blessing when compared to English. Дуб, вода, дом. Russian is primarily pronounced as it's spelled. There are some exceptions, but they're governed by more defined rules compared to English. Even long words, like the greeting you learned in the previous lesson, are largely pronounced as written. Здравствуйте. All you need to learn now then are the sounds of Russian.
There are many vowel and consonant sounds in Russian. Luckily, Russian puts its letters into two main categories of sounds, hard and soft.
There are a total of 10 vowels in Russian, and they're divided equally. There are 5 hard vowels which are a little similar to English. A, E, U, O, U. And 5 soft vowels. These are vowels that have a netted glide or Y-like quality, making them sound softer. Я, Е, И, Ё, Ю. Please note, though, that the number of vowel sounds do not equal the number of vowel letters. There are actually more vowel sounds than represented by letters.
Similar to vowels, consonant sounds can also be hard or soft.
B, B, V, V, D, D, Z, Z.
Unlike vowels, though, consonants aren't differentiated into separate letters based on their hardness or softness alone. A single consonant letter is used to represent two sounds, one hard
M,
and one soft.
M.
This is because Russian is actually read in blocks. We use the closest vowel which comes after the consonant to indicate whether to pronounce the consonant hard or soft. If the consonant is followed by a hard vowel, then the consonant is also pronounced hard.
Ma, масло.
On the other hand, if the consonant is followed by a soft vowel, then the consonant is also pronounced soft.
Мя, мясо.
The many contrasts between hard and soft consonant and vowels is what gives Russian its distinct gliding sound.
We saw before how a relationship exists between letters and sounds based on their hardness. Voicing is another quality that's important to be aware of when learning Russian pronunciation.
Voicing simply refers to whether or not your vocal cords are vibrating or not vibrating. English has voiced pairs as well. Consider the following letters: P, B, T, D, K, G. Do you notice the relationship between these letters? The letters in each pair are pronounced exactly the same, the only difference being that one requires your vocal cords to vibrate and the other to not vibrate. Sounds that do not require vibration of the vocal cords, like all the ones on the left-hand side, are considered voiceless, while sounds that do require vibration of the vocal cords, like all the ones on the right-hand side, are considered voiced. Consider the following example in Russian. This letter is pronounced
G. But this word here isn't pronounced bog, but bog. Notice how the letter G is written, which is a voiced letter, but is actually pronounced as the letter K, a voiceless letter.
So what ended up happening? The final consonant is a voiced consonant, but when the word is being pronounced, the letter is actually read using the voiceless counterpart instead.
This occurs to all words that end in the final consonant in Russian. Final consonants are pronounced voiceless. So despite what's written, always pronounce the final consonant in Russian using the voiceless version. B, zub, z, без. The key to perfecting Russian pronunciation is to master hard and soft pairs and voiced pairs.
Unlike many other languages, Russian pronunciation is heavily affected by sounds that are adjacent to each other, often adopting the sound qualities of the letters that surround them.
Once you understand the concept and the relationship between hard and soft pairs and voiced pairs, Russian pronunciation actually becomes quite logical and easy to learn.
Okay, let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, we introduced you to some important concepts for learning Russian pronunciation. You learned that there are hard and soft pairs in Russian, about voiced pairs in Russian, and that letters can adopt these sound qualities. Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Russian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Katya.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Russian grammar. Word order refers to the order in which words are structured to form a sentence in a given language. Consider the English sentence, I ate an apple. But first, let's remove the article an here for simplicity, so we're just left with I ate apple. The basic word order for English is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short. If we break down the English sentence, I ate apple, we can see that the subject I is presented first, followed by the verb ate, and then finally the object apple is positioned last. This is the basic word order for sentences in English.
Russian uses the same word order as English, SVO. Парень купил собаку. Парень, the subject, a guy, goes first. Купил, the verb bought, goes second. And собаку, the object dog, goes last. This means that you can create any basic sentence in Russian simply by exchanging the English words for Russian words using a dictionary and still be understood. Isn't that easy?
In fact, Russian word order is much more flexible than English. Compare the following examples. Cats eat mice. If we were to swap the subject with the object, we'd get mice eat cats. As you can see, the SVO word order in English is fixed. Changing the word order changes the meaning of the sentence completely.
Russian, on the other hand, is much more flexible. Starting with the SVO word order, кошки едят мышей. We can swap the subject with the object like we did for English, and yet, мышей едят кошки. The meaning of the sentence remains the same. In fact, we could swap the sentence any which way and it still wouldn't change the core meaning of the sentence.
Unlike English, Russian doesn't rely on the word order of the sentence to signify if a word is the subject or an object because it uses special word endings that act as markers to indicate the role of the word in the sentence.
In this example, we use the word ending "ей" in мышей to indicate that mice is the object of the sentence. And so we can move it around anywhere in the sentence and it still be the object.
Now you know how to create basic sentences in Russian, but how do you make a sentence negative?
Negation in Russian is easy. Just add "не", meaning no, before the verb. Он спит. Он не спит. Я знаю. Я не знаю. Unlike English, Russian permits double negatives. So in English, you would say nothing happened. But in Russian, we would say nothing didn't happen. Ничего не произошло.
You can form many basic negative sentences in Russian by placing no before the verb. Turning a sentence into a question in Russian is even easier than turning it into a negative sentence.
Simply raise your pitch at the end of the question as you would in English.
Unlike English, though, you do not need to rearrange the order of any words. Simply say the sentence and raise the pitch at the end.
Ты понимаешь? Ты понимаешь?
To ask more than yes or no questions, you'll need to learn question words. Some common question words are
Что? Как? Кто? Какой? Когда?
We'll cover more of this in future lessons on Russian grammar. Well done! Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Russian sentences can be formed using an SVO word order, just like English. Additionally, Russian uses markers to indicate the role of a word in a sentence, which allows the word order to be much more flexible. You make a negative sentence by adding no before the verb. And to create basic questions in Russian, simply add a question mark and raise your pitch at the end of a sentence. Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Russian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Katya. In this series, you'll learn everything you need to know to get started learning Russian.
That's right, and we're here to help guide you through your journey. In this lesson, you'll learn the reasons you should start learning a new language, why you should learn Russian in particular, and how to get started.
Let's begin with the most obvious question. Why learn a new language?
There are countless reasons, but perhaps the biggest one of all is that it could actually change your life. Learning a new language unlocks new pathways that are off limits to you now. There are certain things that you simply cannot do without having the technical or cultural skills that come from learning a new language.
Like working or living in another country.
Knowing another language provides you with greater job opportunities. You have the freedom to move to another country halfway around the world and be able to earn a living, or even better yet, build a career from it, instead of just being stuck in one place. Language allows you to visit or live in places that you may never have even considered going simply because that wasn't a possibility for you. Knowing another language simply gives you more options to choose from.
And learning a new language also helps you to be more open-minded and see the world from a new perspective.
Language and culture go hand in hand. The world is a big place, and by broadening your understanding of other cultures, it allows you to be more empathetic and understanding of the many different ways that people live their lives. With language, you're able to see and experience more, which helps you to grow as a person.
Learning a new language also improves your memory.
Several studies have consistently shown that those who study another language have improved memory as opposed to those who didn't learn another language. Learning another language also keeps your brain healthy by significantly delaying the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. This difference can be as much as 4 to 5 more years of quality life.
And those are just some of the reasons you should learn another language. The list just goes on and on.
Now you know the benefits of studying another language, but why should you learn Russian in particular?
Everybody knows that Russia is the largest country in the world. But did you also know that Russian is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world too?
Russian isn't only spoken in Russia. It's actually the official language of many other countries like Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and the list just goes on and on.
And unofficially, it's also widely spoken in Ukraine, Latvia, Estonia, and many other Slavic countries. In fact, Russian is part of the larger family of Slavic languages that are all very similar to each other, akin to super languages like Chinese and Spanish. There are around 300 million Russian speakers worldwide.
And its importance as a language can be seen globally, as it's one of the official languages of the United Nations. All meetings and official documents drafted by the United Nations are spoken and written in Russian.
Learning Russian also opens up many other business opportunities, as Russia leads the world in many industries, such as mechanical engineering, refining, shipbuilding, automotive, aerospace, microelectronics, and much, much more.
What about the poetics of the Russian language itself? In the words of the 16th century Emperor of Rome, Charles V, I speak to God in Spanish, to friends in French, to my enemies in German, and to women in Italian.
And to that, the Russian polymath Mikhail Lomonosov famously added that if he'd known Russian, he could speak to all of the former, because Russian has a grandeur of Spanish, the vivacity of French, the strength of German, the gentleness of Italian, and in addition to that, the wealth and brevity of Latin in Greek.
Indeed, Russian is one of the most interesting languages in the world. It's the king of Slavic languages. It's been said by language learners that if you learn this language, you can easily learn any other language in the world, no matter how difficult it may seem. Okay then, we've talked about why you should start learning a language and why you should start learning Russian in particular, but how should they get started, Katya?
Well, it's as simple as learning your first word in Russian and building up from there.
The good news, though, is that you already know some Russian.
Respect, fail, good.
As you can see, Russian is much closer to English than it seems initially, because it has had ties to English and English expressions for some 200 years.
Let's teach you something that you might not know. Здравствуйте. This is a common Russian greeting that roughly translates to hello or how are you? Здравствуйте.
That's a useful phrase. Can you explain a little bit about what these symbols are, though?
Sure. Much like how English uses the Latin script in its writing, Russian uses another type of script called the Cyrillic script. And those symbols are actually letters of the Russian alphabet. And similar to English, one letter usually corresponds to one sound in Russian.
We'll introduce you to the writing system in episode 4 of this series. For now, let's put up some Roman transcription so you can follow along.
Здравствуйте.
Repeat after Katya.
Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте.
Russian has a lot of consonant clusters like the ones found in this greeting, but don't let that intimidate you. Pronounce each consonant going from one to the next without adding any extra vowel sounds. Start off slowly and read them in the correct order.
Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте.
We can also abbreviate this phrase to make it more casual.
Здравствуй. Just remove the last syllable te to say hello casually to a friend or relative. Здравствуй. Здравствуй.
Well done! Now you know how to greet someone in Russian. We've covered a lot of things already, so why don't we wrap up the first lesson and recap on what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that studying another language has many benefits, such as providing new job and business opportunities. Russian is spoken by hundreds of millions of people worldwide and is one of the official languages of the United Nations. And to greet someone in Russian, it's
Здравствуйте.
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Russian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Katya.
In this lesson, we'll focus on teaching you the most useful Russian words and phrases for absolute beginners.
Make sure you're repeating the words out loud after I say the examples.
Are you ready? Let's get started. Do you remember how to greet someone in Russian?
We taught you this phrase in the very first lesson of the series. Can you recall what it was? Здравствуйте.
It's a common greeting that's used not only in Russia, but many Slavic countries.
Здравствуйте.
Now you try.
Здравствуйте.
To greet a friend more casually, you can say,
Привет. Привет.
try it.
Привет.
To greet someone more specifically, you can say,
Доброе утро, which means good morning. Доброе утро. Добрый день, meaning good day. Добрый день. Добрый вечер, meaning good evening. Добрый вечер.
One of the most useful phrases to learn is one that expresses gratitude. Let's learn how to say thank you in Russian.
Спасибо. Спасибо.
Try it.
Спасибо. This expression is derived from two words. Спаси, meaning save, and Bog, meaning God. It literally means save God, but this expression no longer has any religious connotations and is used to simply express gratitude. Спасибо.
Repeat it one more time.
Спасибо.
The next phrase we'll teach you is perhaps the second most useful phrase of all. It's to apologize or excuse yourself. If you are apologetic for disturbing someone to make a request, you can say,
Извините, meaning sorry, or Извините, пожалуйста, meaning excuse me, please. Извините.
try it.
Извините. Извините, пожалуйста. Извините, пожалуйста.
If you want to apologize for something you've done, such as stepping on someone's toes or bumping into someone, you can excuse yourself by saying,
Простите, meaning forgive me, or прошу прощения, meaning I'm sorry. Простите.
try it.
Простите. Простите. Прошу прощения. Прошу прощения.
In this final lesson, you learned how to greet someone, express gratitude, how to excuse yourself, and to apologize. And in this series, we introduced you to the basics of Russian pronunciation, grammar, writing, and more. Let's conclude with some parting advice from Katya, and listen to some of her tips on how to learn Russian from a native Russian perspective.
The sounds and pronunciation of a new language are always a huge stumbling block for new learners. I suggest getting familiar and practicing these sounds aloud from the very beginning so that you get used to Russian pronunciation. The key is to repeat them aloud. It's not enough to just sit idly expecting to improve when it comes to pronunciation. Check out our ultimate guide to Russian pronunciation to start perfecting your Russian as soon as possible. Another tip I recommend is to immerse yourself in Russian pop culture. Russians are funny people, and there are thousands and thousands of entertaining videos for you to watch online. Be entertained while familiarizing yourself with Russian mannerism, speech patterns, and intonation. Watching contemporary Russian videos, like our videos here at RussianPod101.com, will ensure that you're learning real, everyday Russian in the fastest and most effective way.
You've reached the end of this Introduction to Russian course, but it's only the beginning of your journey to Russian fluency. Where do you go from here? Try our Ultimate Guide to Russian Pronunciation series to start familiarizing yourself with Russian sounds and perfect your Russian pronunciation. Or check out any of our other video series. We have many different categories for you to choose from. Good luck as you continue learning Russian, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!
Bye! Oh, hi! Welcome to Russian Weekly Words with me, Katusha. And the topic is clothes. Одежда. Одежда. Я всегда хочу больше и больше одежды. Платье. Dress. Платье. Well, there are nice dresses on sale. На распродаже много отличных платьев. Платье. Рубашка. Shirt. Рубашка. My man needs a new shirt. Моему мужчине нужна новая рубашка. Свитер. Sweater. Свитер. Скоро мы пойдем кататься на лыжах, и мне нужно несколько свитеров. Soon we're gonna go skiing, so I'll need some new sweaters. Шляпа. Hat. Шляпа. Where's my hat? Где моя шляпа? Джинсы. Jeans. Джинсы. I wear jeans every day. Я ношу джинсы каждый день. Конец. This is the end. So I hope we'll see you some other time for some other random words in Russian. Keep in touch. Пока-пока. Мои штаны порвались, когда я убегал от собаки. My pet is stuck. Today's topic is no topic. I can teach you anything. Ask me. I can teach you anything. Hello everyone again. Привет всем. And it's me, Katusha, with 10 phrases that make you look like a fool. Мы не можем это сделать. We can't do that. Мы не можем это сделать. We can't do that. Just can't. Мы не можем. Yeah. Мы не можем это сделать. So did you hear what I said? Мы не можем это сделать. Okay? Просто делай то, что я говорю. Just do what I say. Просто делай то, что я говорю. Just do what I say. Okay? Просто делай то, что я говорю. Do I look like a fool right now? If I do, then I succeeded. Ты не очень умный. You're not very smart. Ты не очень умный. You're not very smart, huh? Yeah, smart people wouldn't say that, I think. Ты не очень умный. Бедняга. Poor guy. У меня больше нет необходимости что-нибудь еще учить. I don't need to learn anything anymore. У меня больше нет необходимости что-нибудь еще учить. I don't need to learn anything anymore. У меня больше нет необходимости еще что-нибудь учить. I'm not gonna go to school. Я не пойду в школу. У тебя ничего не получится. You'll never succeed. У тебя ничего не получится. You'll never succeed. У тебя ничего не получится. You'll never succeed. Never listen to this one. Это слишком трудно. Даже и не пытайся. It's too hard. Don't even try. Это слишком трудно. Даже и не пытайся. It's too hard. Don't even try. Это слишком трудно. Даже и не пытайся. Я знаю все. I know everything. Я знаю все. I know everything. Trust me. I know everything. Я, it's I, know, знаю, все, everything. And because I know everything, here's another phrase. Я не нуждаюсь в твоих советах. I don't need your advice. Я не нуждаюсь в твоих советах. I don't need your advice. Я не нуждаюсь в твоих советах. Literally, it means be quiet, don't talk to me. Я не нуждаюсь в твоих советах. Я пока не готов учить русский. I'm not ready to learn Russian. Я пока не готов учить русский язык. I'm not ready to learn Russian. It's hard. Тяжелый. Я пока не готов учить русский язык. And maybe I'll never be ready. But if you watch Katusha... Я уронила свой телефон в туалет. I dropped my phone in the toilet. Я уронила свой телефон в туалет. I dropped my phone in the toilet. Я уронила свой телефон в туалет. I mean, what else can I say after that? So, I hope you like 10 phrases that make me look like a fool. So, subscribe and stay with me, Katusha. Пока-пока. Hi everyone. How is it going? How is life? Welcome to Russian Weekly Words with me, Katusha. Well, today we're gonna find out some random Russian words. Check it out. What kind of words we're gonna have today? I found out the topic. At a hotel. В гостинице. I can make it easier for you and just say в отеле, which will be the same. The word гостиница comes from word гостить, to visit somebody. I am staying in a hotel. Я остановилась в гостинице. Ключ, key. I lost the key from my room. Я потеряла ключ от моей комнаты. Комната. Seriously, I had no idea. Room. You can choose any room. Вы можете выбрать любую комнату. Регистрационная стойка. Front desk. So front is регистрационная. Desk is стойка. It's not exactly the desk because it's a bit higher, right? It's like a bar. So in Russian it's стойка because it's higher. You can just call it регистрация because it's a place where you register. I need to ask a few questions at the front desk. Мне нужно задать несколько вопросов на регистрационной стойке. Бронирование or бронь. Reservation or booking. I'm sorry, but we lost your reservation. Извините, но мы потеряли ваше бронирование. Now it happens. And we're done! Well, I hope I can see you some other time with me in Russian words, so stay. See you later. Пока-пока. Привет всем. Hi everyone. And welcome to Russian Weekly Words with me, Katusha, in black. Now the topic is housework. Housework. What an exciting work. Yes. Домашняя работа. Or you can say работа по дому. I have a lot of housework to do. У меня много домашней работы. Мыть. Clean. Don't forget to say deep down in there. The sound Мыть. We are cleaning the floor. Мы моем пол. Швабра. The mop. We are cleaning the floor with the mop. Мы моем пол шваброй. Шваброй. Подметать. Sweep. My mom is sweeping the floor. Моя мама подметает пол. Убирать. Put away. Or you can say clean up. Now what we usually hear from our moms, like clean up your room right now. Убери свою комнату сейчас же. Next word is конец. The end. I hope you could repeat after me a few words. Stay with me, Katyusha. Пока-пока.